It is the middle of July, 1518. A street in Strasbourg, hot and narrow and busy. A woman steps out of her house into the road, and she begins to dance. There is no music playing, nobody is celebrating anything. She says nothing. She dances all day in front of everyone until her legs give out. And in the morning, she gets up and she starts again. Welcome to the Horror Hub. Today's monster, the Dancing Plague. The chronicles name her Frau Trophäa. For the better part of a week she dances in that street. She sleeps, and then she is up again. Her feet swell, they begin to bleed. Her husband stands there and begs her to stop, and here is the part that should bother you. She wants to stop. She cannot. Whatever is moving her body is not taking requests. Within a week she is not alone. Around 30 other people are out in the streets doing the same thing. Not dancing with her, dancing near her. The same locked face, the same legs that will not quit. And people are watching. That turns out to matter more than anyone there could have guessed. One family's chronicle puts it at 400 citizens inside a month. 400 people in one town, in the street, in the summer heat, most of them past the point where a body should be able to keep going. This is not a story told about a town afterwards. It is a thing the town wrote down while it was happening to them. So the city does what a city does. It calls in the experts. And the physicians look at 400 people dancing themselves into the ground, and they consider demonic possession, and they rule it out. They consider judgment of God, and they rule that out too. These are careful men. Their verdict is that this is a natural illness of the body. The blood has overheated. Follow the logic because it is airtight. If the blood has overheated, you work the fever out. You let them finish. So the council does not lock the dancers away. It clears out the carpenters and tanners guild halls and turns them into dance floors. It builds wooden stages in the horse market and the grain market out in the open where everyone can see. It hires musicians, fifes, drums, fiddles, pipes. And it brings in strong, healthy people to dance alongside the afflicted and keep them moving. The city of Strasbourg, facing an outbreak of dancing it did not understand, responded by building a stage and hiring a band. It got worse. More people joined. And to their credit, the council saw it. They watched their own cure feeding the thing it was meant to cure, and they reversed all of it. Public dancing, banned. Music, banned, right through to September. That leaves the oldest medicine there is. The worst cases are taken 30 miles out of town to a shrine of Saint Vitus, the saint you pray to when the dancing takes you. They are stood in front of a wooden carving of him. They are given small crosses to hold, and they are put into red shoes, sprinkled with holy water, with crosses painted in oil on the tops and the soles. Then the town waits. In September, it stops. It fades out the same way it arrived, without asking anyone. And you have probably heard it killed people, 15 a day at its worst, dozens dead, maybe hundreds. Here's the thing. Strasbourg's own records, written at the time, never give a death count and never clearly say anybody died at all. The dying gets added later by a chronicler writing in 1636, 118 years after. So what was it? Not poisoned bread, which is the popular answer, and does not survive contact with the evidence. You cannot dance for 6 days on a poisoning, and it would not take hundreds of people the same way. What historians land on instead is mass psychogenic illness. Under enough pressure, a body can be pushed into something it will not let go of, and the trigger can be the people around it. Strasbourg had come through famine, floods, and plague, and it lived in a world where everybody already knew what the dancing sickness was supposed to look like. They knew the shape to make. And if that sounds like a medieval problem solved and filed away, January 1962, a girls' boarding school at Kashasha in what is now Tanzania. 3 pupils start laughing and cannot stop. It takes 95 of the 159 girls in that school. It goes home with them into their villages. 14 schools close. Around 1,000 people are affected before it burns out, and every test comes back normal. 2023, Bundibugyo District, Uganda. Hundreds of people, mostly women and girls, shaking uncontrollably. Locally, they call it the shaking that looks like dancing. Nobody has established a cause. And nobody has ever explained why she stepped into the street that morning.